In this video, I'm gonna go over how to field a ground ball. So I'm gonna talk about what our glove needs to be doing, I'm gonna talk about what our body needs to be doing, and I'm gonna talk about our footwork. So let's first start with our glove. When we go down to field a ground ball, we want our fingertips to be down and we want a nice flat wrist. So if I were to take my glove off, this is what my hand should look like. Fingertips are down, flat wrist. So we don't want our fingertips up. If our fingertips are up, the ball is gonna hit in the front of our glove and the ball is not gonna go in our glove. So a good visual that I like to think about is, so we all have a pocket in our glove. It's right here, it's the same spot for everyone. It's kind of like right where our fingertips are. You wanna think there's a big eyeball in your pocket and it has to see the ball before the ball is hit. Common thing they see with infielders, they're holding their glove is down and shut, or it's flying all over the place. It's really tough for this ball to go in our pocket if our glove is doing all of that. So the eyeball should be seeing the ball all the way into our glove, and that's gonna allow us to keep our fingertips down with that flat wrist. Now let's talk about our body positioning. When I go down to field a ground ball, I wanna make sure I have a nice strong bottom half. If I'm nice and strong in my bottom half, it's gonna allow me to stay balanced and it's gonna allow me to field the ball and throw that runner out. So I want my feet right outside of my shoulders, my chest should be down, and I have a nice flat back. So I'm gonna turn this way so you can see. Chest is down, flat back. We don't want a round back. If I do that, I'm not gonna be able to get my glove to the dirt. So flat back, chest is down, I'm bending in my knees, not my hips. If I'm bending in my hips, I'm not gonna be able to see behind that ball, and if it takes a crazy hop, I'm not gonna be able to adjust. So I'm bending in my knees, chest is down, back flat. My glove is in front, not in the middle of my toes. My glove is in front because I wanna see behind that ball, and my throwing hand is gonna be very close. So now let's talk about our footwork. I'm gonna start with righties, and then I'll get to lefties in a second. So righties, when we approach a ball, we want our right foot to be hitting first and then our left foot. We're gonna field the ball and then we're gonna go right foot, throw. So right, left field, right, left throw. When we approach the ball, we wanna make sure that our first step, so our right foot is hitting a couple feet back, because if we wait a little bit too long, so if we wait to take our first step about even with the ball, when it's time to go with my other step, that ball's already gonna be in between my legs. With that, when you are approaching the ball, you wanna be nice and athletic. So as I'm working to the ball, I wanna start to get a little bit lower, because if I'm standing straight up and down and I try and take my first step, I'm gonna be diving down the ball and I'm not gonna be able to stay fluid. And I want everything to be in one motion. So the ball is hit, I'm attacking it. As I'm getting closer to the ball, I'm gonna get a little bit lower. I'm gonna go right foot, left foot field. And then when I take my next step, which is right, left, throw, I wanna make sure, again, I'm staying nice and athletic and I'm staying in my legs. I'm gonna field it and I'm gonna go right, left. Again, staying in my legs. And I always say, think of it like hitting. You don't hit a ball with your legs locked out. You are probably here, nice and athletic, because our power comes from our bottom half. So same thing when we're fielding a ground ball and ready to throw, we've gotta get in our legs in order to produce power. So lefties, you're gonna be opposite. So when you approach the ball, you're gonna go up and you're gonna go left foot, field the ball, left foot, right foot, throw the ball. Everything else stays the same. You're nice and athletic, working to the ball, and you're staying in your legs after you field the ball. A couple other things to think about when you're fielding a ground ball is, one, as an infielder, once your feet start, they shouldn't stop, especially in softball. Softball, we don't have a lot of time to field and throw that runner out. We want everything to be in motion. The second I stop and wait on a ball, I'm losing my momentum and that runner is gonna be safe. So along with staying in motion, we wanna be really light on our feet and we want short, choppy steps. Think of it like you're dancing. When you dance, you're not tight, taking long, heavy steps. You're probably loose, light on your feet. Think about that when you're taking a ground ball. So as I'm approaching this ground ball, I want to be light, I want short, choppy, because if I go shorter steps, it's going to allow me to get my footwork down, my right, left field, right, left throw, or lefties, left, right field, left, right throw. I notice with a lot of young players, they'll charge after a ball, which is great, but they charge in with big steps and they're not able to get that proper footwork down. Now, it does depend on how hard the ball is hit and where it is hit. And once you get older, you're gonna start to play balls a different way. But if you're just starting out, just really focus on staying really light and keeping those short steps. So I have two drills that you can do to work on the athlete's glove movement, to work on their body positioning, and to work on their footwork. First drill is you're gonna have the athlete back. You're gonna roll them a ball, you're gonna hit them a ball. What the athlete's gonna do is they're gonna approach the ball, they're gonna do their footwork, right, left, and they're gonna pause right when they field that ground ball. When they are paused here, we want to make sure that their eyes are behind the ball, so their glove is in front, they have a nice flat back, chest is down, they're bending in their knees. If this looks good, coach is going to say go, and once coach says go, they're going to take their next 2 steps. They're going to go right, left. For my righties, lefties, you'll be left, right. And then they're going to pause in what I call the U shape, so your throwing position, where your palms are down, your elbows are up, and you're going to make sure that they're in their legs. If this looks good, then you're going to say go, and they're going to throw. So doing it this way helps break everything down, because sometimes when we go full speed and we just hit a ground ball, it's really tough for them to remember everything at once. So if we're doing it in steps, it helps them. So you're gonna roll or hit a ball, they're gonna approach, and they're gonna pause. If you think it looks good, you'll say go, and they're gonna pause, and if you think it looks good, you'll say go, and they'll throw. Go, go. For the second drill, you're going to use either a ladder or some cones, and I'll demo both ways so you can see. So I'm going to first start with the ladder, and what we're going to do is we're going to have righties starting to the right, and they're going to be moving left. Lefties are going to start to the left, and they're going to be moving right. I'm going to demonstrate as a righty, so I'm going to be starting to the right, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to be approaching the ladder, and I'm going to go in the first 2 squares, and I'm going to go right foot, left foot, tap the dirt. I want to make sure that when I'm tapping the dirt, again, I have good body positioning. My chest is down, I have a nice flat back, I'm bending in my knees, and my glove is out front of me. Right when I tap, I'm going to backpedal, and then I'm going to move to the left. I'm going to go in the next 2 squares. I'm going to go right, left, tap, and then I'm going to backpedal, and I'm going to move to the left, and I'm going to go right, left, tap, and I'm going to move all the way down the ladder. So a couple things to think about when you're doing this. One, we're not doing this fast. We're going nice and slow and controlled, because I'm going to make sure that I'm feeling and doing everything correctly, and I have the good body positioning, my glove is doing what it's supposed to. The other thing is I want to make sure that my feet stay in motion, because like I said in the beginning of this video, is once my feet start, they shouldn't stop. As you're doing this, we're not taking our first 2 steps, tapping, pausing, coming out, pausing, and moving over. We should have a good flow here. So it should be right, left, tap, back pedal, moving to the side, right, left, tap. Lefties, you're going to be opposite. You'll be left to right. You're going to go left, right, tap, back pedal, moving to the right, going forward, left, right, tap. Now, if you're doing this with cones, everything's going to look the same, except you're just going to go in between 2 cones. So you're going to go up to these first 2 cones, right in between, right, left, tap, back pedal. You're going to move to the left in between the next 2 cones, right, left, tap. And again, lefties, you'll start to the left and you'll move to the right, right, or left, right, tap, back pedal, move to the right, left, right, tap.